I'm not going to show my face in this video because of what I'm to address.
including my voice. So let's begin.
For a long time, I believed what most people believe. I believe that people buy because they see a real human behind a brand. I believe that face-based brands naturally perform better, convert higher, and build trust faster. I believe visibility was the unavoidable price of success online. That belief felt logical, emotional, and widely reinforced by everything I saw around me. Until I experienced the shocker of my life. Let me tell you a bit about myself, because context matters here. I am a multi-talented individual. I am a website designer, a digital marketing strategist, a blogger, a public speaker, and a digital trainer. In my leisure time, I draw. Crazy, right? Exactly. Over the years, I have been hosted on radio, TV shows, and podcasts. I have been featured in a national news article. I have spoken publicly, taught digitally, built systems, and helped others grow. And the truth is, there are still things I want to explore. I know I will perform well in them too. Oh, my bad, I showed my face. Anyways, let's continue. Now, people often quote the phrase, "Jack of all trades, master of none," as if it were an insult. But the complete version tells a different story. Jack of all trades, master of none, but better than none. Irrespective of what anyone believes, I firmly believe there are many people like me who have the capacity to do many things and still excel in all of them. The problem is not capability. The problem is visibility overload. I cannot put my face on everything I do. Not because I lack confidence, but because it is neither sustainable nor necessary. Some projects require anonymity. Some brands require separation. Some ideas deserve to stand on their own without being tied to a single identity. That is where faceless branding stopped being a theory for me and became a necessity. I also host a fast-growing annual conference in Africa called Digital Explore Conference, starting from Cotonou, Benin Republic. Building that conference taught me one of the hardest lessons of my career. As the founder and organizer, I struggled with the pressure to be visible. Many people advised me that I had to be the face of the conference, that conferences require a personality to survive. But the truth is, not every founder needs to be seen, and not every conference needs a face. The value of a conference is in its ideas, its speakers, its structure, and its outcomes, not the constant visibility of the organizer. At the same time, I run a company called Ignition Move, a digital growth company that helps businesses generate high-value traffic, leads, and sales. Managing multiple roles, brands, and responsibilities made one thing painfully clear. There are many creators, coaches, organizers, and founders like me who are overwhelmed not because they lack skill, but because they are expected to be everywhere, all the time, for every brand they touch. And then there is the bigger question no one asks. When do you rest? When do you have time for God, your family, self-reflection? Constant visibility extracts a cost that most people don't account for. Emotional labor, identity fatigue, performance pressure. Over time, this cost compounds. That was the point where I knew there had to be a solution. I kept digging, and I found one. But before getting to that solution, it's important to understand why the old belief system is flawed. One important part of this conversation that often gets ignored is the downside of face-based branding. This is not to discredit it, because I also have a face-based brand, but to tell the full truth. Every model has trade-offs, and visibility comes with real costs that many creators only discover after they have committed. One major disadvantage of a face-based brand is dependency. When the brand is built entirely around the individual, growth becomes limited by that person's time, energy, and availability. If the creator gets sick, needs a break, or wants to step away temporarily, the business slows down or stops entirely. A faceless brand solves this by shifting trust from the individual to the system. Content, products, and processes continue to operate regardless of personal presence. Faceless brands also remove the performance layer. The work is done once, refined, and then distributed consistently without emotional labor. Tasks can be delegated to teams or automated with AI without breaking trust. Another challenge is risk concentration. In a face-based brand, Personal mistakes, controversies, or even changes in opinion can directly damage the business. The brand and the individual are inseparable. Faceless brands distribute risk. The system can evolve, pivot, or rebrand without being tied to a single identity, making the business more resilient over time. There is also the issue of creative limitation. When your face becomes the brand, your freedom to explore new ideas or niches is constrained by audience expectations. People expect consistency not just in message, but in personality. Faceless brands allow experimentation. You can test ideas, launch new products, or enter new markets without confusing or alienating your audience. Finally, face-based brands often make exits difficult. Selling or transferring a personal brand is complex because the value is tied to the individual. Faceless brands, on the other hand, are built on systems, assets, and processes, making them easier to transfer, sell, or step away from. This is a critical advantage for creators who think long-term. Faceless branding does not eliminate the option of visibility. It simply removes dependence on it. You can still show up when it serves you, but your income no longer depends on your constant presence. That shift alone changes how creators relate to their work, their time, and their lives. If there's one keyword that you should take note of in this video, it is system. Build system that will give you that freedom that you truly desire. It takes time, but it's worth it. When it comes to digital marketing, system can be likened to funnel. That takes us to the next question. What is a funnel? A funnel is simply a clear path that guides someone from first hearing about an idea to confidently taking the next step. This understanding is what led to the creation of the Faceless Digital Product Academy. The usual funnel moves from cold traffic, which are people who don't know you yet. They are sent to an opt-in page where they exchange their contact details for something valuable. After that, they land on a thank you page that confirms their sign-up and guides them on what to do next. They are then shown a tripwire offer, which is a low-priced product meant to turn them into a first-time buyer. Once this happens, they enter the email automation hub, where automated emails educate, build trust, and present offers. At this stage, they reach a purchase decision point. If they buy, they receive delivery, are introduced to the core offer, followed by post-purchase emails and eventually back-end offers. If they don't buy, they receive nurture emails that continue building trust and gently lead them back to the core offer when they are ready to purchase. But this is different, and this is why it performs better. It moves from cold traffic, which are people who are just discovering your brand. They are sent directly to a tripwire offer, a low-priced product designed to turn strangers into buyers quickly. Once they purchase, the product is delivered immediately to build trust and satisfaction. After delivery, they are presented with an upsell, which is a higher value offer that enhances what they already bought. They then receive post-purchase emails to support, educate, and strengthen the relationship. And over time, they are introduced to back-end offers, which are premium products or long-term services where most of the revenue is generated. The reason I love the second is that it turns strangers into buyers immediately, rather than asking them to exchange their contact information first, which you'll eventually get when they buy your low-ticket offer. Your audience qualifies themselves before you sell the real product to them. This method also helps to save money. If you solely depend on ad, then use their email to market to nurture and market to them. The program begins with Module 0, where students are oriented into the faceless mindset and shown why visibility is optional, not mandatory. It dismantles fear around anonymity and reframes systems as the real asset. Module 1 lays the foundation by helping students choose a profitable niche, validate demand, and design trust architecture without personal branding. This is where clarity replaces charisma. Module 2 introduces the Shadow Content Engine, a system for creating faceless content that educates, builds authority, and earns trust without cameras or personal exposure. Module 3 focuses on digital product types, helping students choose the right product, whether ebooks, templates, guides, or mini courses, based on simplicity and speed. Module 4 walks through product creation, showing how to turn knowledge into sellable assets without overthinking or perfectionism. Module 5 focuses on sales pages and funnels, teaching how to sell quietly using trust-based messaging and simple systems. Module 6 covers launch and marketing strategies designed for faceless creators, relying on education and consistency rather than hype. Module 7 introduces automation and systems, showing how to use tools, workflows, and AI to reduce manual effort. Module 8 focuses on scaling quietly through product stacking, back-end offers, and sustainable growth without increased exposure. Who this is really for? Creators, coaches, educators, total beginners. Basically anyone who likes privacy, clarity, and leverage. Now let's kill the excuses real quick. You don't need to show your face, own a fancy camera, use confusing tools, open a foreign account to get paid. Be a tech wizard. This thing is built to respect your privacy, be beginner friendly, scale as big as you want. You can sell to people in different countries, in different currencies, and still receive your money straight into your local bank. You can even translate your course into other languages and sell in those countries. And if you ever feel like it, you can sell the entire system you built to someone else for a very fat price, depending on how well you negotiate. In addition to the core modules, the course includes practical bonuses such as niche validation worksheets, trust architecture templates, quick win content templates, AI voice scripts, faceless brand archetype quizzes, tools checklists, and Canva-ready content frameworks. Everything is designed to be copy-paste, system-driven, and beginner-friendly. At the time of recording and releasing the training, the course is already live, but I am still perfecting it. That is why the starting price is $20. This is an early access price for those who understand the value of systems and want to build early. Once the course is fully perfected and finalized, the price will increase to $40. The value will increase, but so will the investment. If you are a creator or coach who wants to sell digital products without turning your life into content, this is your next step. Click the button below or link in the description.